It's National Bring Your Child to Work Day.
Seriously?
Yeah, it is.
Good morning, everybody.
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday. How are you?
Okay.
And you?
It's good. It's National Bring Your Child to Work Day.
Seriously?
Yeah, it is.
That's kind of funny that you don't bring up the national days until that one.
Yeah.
It's been Bring Your Kid to Work Day for a month and a half.
I know. It's National Bring Your Child to Work Day.
And we're going to be doing this for another...
At least till
3
May
weeks?
15th, yes.
I mean, really, with the kids home from school, is it really going to change much of our, daily? I mean, one of us is going to
No.
probably have to hang out here with them anyways, aren't
Mm-hmm.
we? So, morning, Mom. It's really not going to change a whole lot.
No.
I might go hide at the office, though,
I'm sure you will.
and pretend to work.
You find little ways to escape.
You have to. You got to have little places to go, don't you think?
I have nowhere to go.
You could go to the office.
I could. I don't want to.
Sorry, that's on you then. That's on you. All right, what happened yesterday?
Went to Costco.
That was always exciting.
First time since before the quarantine.
I know. I was disappointed no samples, but I get it, I guess. The whole transferring COVID stuff.
That was what you were upset about?
Why else would you go unless it's for samples?
For Nesquik.
That was the best thing on Sam's Club, wasn't it? Super Sample Sunday?
Yes, Super Sample Sunday was awesome.
At Sam's Club?
After
That's
church.
alliteration. After
Yeah.
church. Well, that was our routine for a little bit.
Yeah.
So yesterday, Jacob got busted last night.
Yes, got busted on the iPad last night.
So we have the kids bringing, I caught one at 4 a.m. watching Netflix. So we got the devices downstairs. So if they've got, if they're sneaking down here in the middle of the night, which I'm making it a little difficult for him. The little guy took his iPad.
He didn't even cry when I grabbed it from his hand. He knew he was
He
wrong.
knew he was busted.
Mm-hmm.
These guys. Teaching kids
Yes.
is interesting.
Yes, it is.
And everybody does it differently.
Yes.
And one thing that a lot of people don't, and I'll speak for ourselves. We don't talk about money with the kids much, do we?
Not often.
I mean, we're more important things like no iPads in the middle of the night, be respectful,
Yeah.
Let's
Work hard.
love each other.
Do your best work.
Yes, exactly. Get good grades. And actually, you're more on the grade thing than I am. I'm kind of not as, but there's certain things.
I think
but
there's
money,
a pride in your work that...
yes, a pride in your work. But we never really talk about money with them, do we?
No.
I tried once, remember? I had I got my stick-it notes.
They're not little.
Okay, fine. They're 3 foot by 3 foot, whatever they are.
They're big.
My Post-it note. And I did a net worth little chart with them.
And our kids were like, I have no net worth.
Yeah, but they weren't negative, so that wasn't horrible. They also didn't owe anybody anything.
That's true.
But we just went over something, and it's funny. Maybe that's the wrong way to do it. I
think it's the wrong way to do it.
I think a big Post-it note is probably the best way to do anything, though.
You could put some tips on a big Post-it note for them.
Maybe we should do that.
Things that rich people tell their kids.
What? Do you have some?
I do.
What? Come on. Decent segue?
That was all right. So one thing
What's
that rich
the
people
first tip?
teach their kids is how to understand how money works.
What do you mean by that?
Well, so it's not just, I go punch a time clock and I do my 8-hour shift and I get paid. That's not how money works.
We've talked about that in a previous one where we're talking, what's your financial worth?
What value do you bring?
Yes.
Is what your money, what services you provide.
Because I want my kids to understand when it comes to money, there's different ways to make, there's an hourly, right? Mm-hmm. You can do salary. You could do commission. You could do, selling a product or a service that you make money on that's working constantly when you are. The problem with hourly, there's no problem. Don't misinterpret any of this. It's just, we're just talking. Hourly, you're going to be limited by the amount of hours you have in a day.
Yeah.
So even if somebody's making $100 an hour, $400 an hour, $1,000 an hour, they're still going to be limited by how many hours they work.
Yeah.
So there's other ways to make money where you're not limited by hours.
Yeah.
I just want them to understand the differences. Not saying one's better than the other.
No.
Right? Because if their goal isn't to be a billionaire, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I want them to at least understand that.
Right.
But we have talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these we've talked about. Some of these...
We've talked about number 2 as well.
Ooh, good. What's number 2?
Well, the difference between an asset and a liability.
Should we drop a truth bomb on real estate right now?
Yeah.
I don't know if we should do it.
Should we? Can I do it?
What if it's not the same one I got?
Oh, it's better.
All right, go ahead.
The home that you live in is not an asset. It's a liability.
Why would you do that? That's
Because
the same
it
truth
is.
bomb.
Because an asset is something that makes you money.
You money.
Not that you shouldn't have a home, because you need a place to live.
There's other benefits to
Other
having a
benefits to
house, and
homeownership.
it does help
But
increase
an
wealth.
asset,
However, it is not an asset. It costs us money. It costs us utilities. It costs us taxes. It costs us
Insurance.
maintenance, the mortgage, just all these things.
Mhm.
It costs us money.
so how can a house be an asset?
Well, we mentioned this the other day, a house hack. So if I didn't have 14 people living with me,
You don't have that many, but go ahead.
I could rent out some bedrooms.
Yeah.
Right? So the next house we get, we'll probably have a casita or some other thing, maybe where we could Airbnb, so I could use that to create income.
Then your house is an asset.
Then it's an
Because
asset.
it's making you money.
And it'd be hard to live in a fourplex. Although Corrales had this cool property. It was a main house, a couple thousand square feet, and it had 2 other houses on it. Just running I think it's sold, but running the numbers on it, it would actually cash flow where we could live for free.
That'd be pretty sweet.
So just looking at things differently like that.
Yes.
So
you turn your asset into something that pays for your luxuries.
Yes. So an asset makes you money. A liability what?
Costs you money.
Costs you money.
So the asset, or you buy another property that you use as a rental and use that money
So how do we
to
explain
buy
this?
your Corvette.
How do we explain this to kids to make it interesting, though? Because, I go in there and the whole assets, liabilities to the kids, they're just doing. Which, I'll be honest, most adults start rolling their eyes, too. It's like at church, when the preacher starts getting into his homily, you're like, oh, man, sometimes it just goes on. But what our preacher does, he does a homily for the kids. So he makes it so they can
Kid-friendly.
understand. So how would we flip?
I think we kind of did that because we were eBaying, and we had our daughter bought this bear for $1, and she sold it for $40, which was awesome on her part. But so now she has that profit that could pay for something else to make her more money.
True.
She could buy something else and sell it with that and make more. So
So
she turned that asset
She
into
turned that
money,
liability into an
and
asset.
She turned it into some money, and then the money can buy something else that can make her more money.
So I like
So
that.
small scale.
So little examples.
Because they're not going to buy a new Corvette.
Okay, all right. So maybe just crazy.
Hint, hint.
Okay, what if
My birthday's coming up.
I'm getting you a Corvette? Maybe one day, not today. So, all right, just being kind of weird. What if they rented their bicycles out?
They could rent their bicycle.
So that would turn that liability into an asset. See, they could understand that.
Their hoverboard, but let their friend borrow it for $5 an hour or
$1,
whatever.
Yeah, I like that. All right, where are we at?
The third one is that they're not entitled to anything.
They're not. So when my dad gave me that advice once when I was in business, and he just pretty much told me nobody owes you anything. And at the time, because what was this, 15 years
It
ago?
was longer than that.
It's been a while. I don't think I got it, and I was a little
Irritated
by that. But honestly, it's great advice. Nobody owes you anything.
No.
Nobody. It doesn't matter if they're family. It doesn't matter if they're friends. Nobody owes you anything.
No.
We have to show the value to people.
Doesn't matter if they've done business with you in the past.
No, exactly. And I get that like with the past clients. They don't owe me their next deal.
Or they don't owe you a referral. They don't owe you anything.
No, I have to earn that.
Yeah.
And just understanding that was actually really good advice. It just took a while for me to appreciate it, probably.
Because it's hard to teach kids that.
It is. And all of these things are better taught through example, I believe.
Yes.
So I know with me as a parent, it's very easy to create entitled.
Like our kids aren't entitled to a cell phone. They have to earn that right.
Yes, you're right.
And it can be taken away from them.
It can. And I think that's why most of us give our kids cell phones.
I absolutely
So
just
we
give
can
them peace
take
so I
it
can
away.
take it away.
Keep the control. Should we hit one more? So there's 15 of these, and we got them from Alux, which is a great site, and they talk. It's mainly money stuff they talk
They
about.
talk about rich people.
But it's cool. I mean, if somebody wants... I mean, don't we all want our kids to do better than we did?
And I'm fairly certain the narrator is the narrator on Jacob's math.
Probably. She sounds
website.
pretty professional. Let's do one more, and then we'll just wrap.
Being sociable and communicating with other people. Connecting.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that if people like you, then you get better opportunities.
So I coach little guys in soccer. Well, I used to. I haven't done it in a little bit now. It's a little sad. It's one of those things I complain about it when I'm doing it, but then you're very sad when I'm not doing it kind of thing. But I tell them that, okay, you want to be a good player, but you also want to be somebody that other people want to play with.
Yeah.
And you want to be coachable. So I've always thought that was important for my kids to be coachable, which is, like you're saying, the same thing, likable. And some of the examples they were given was, and kind of sad, but it's true. If the teacher likes you in school, you're going to get a little bit more attention, aren't you?
Probably.
You are. I mean, that's just the way it is. If other kids like you, you're going to get invited to their parties, right? And then you're invited, you're extending your network, people like you, that has value as an adult. So the people that are sociable as adults with a bigger network, they have an easier time. I mean, making money.
I think you can't confuse that with being fake.
Oh, agreed.
Because you can't be fake likable.
Agreed.
If you're not the party person, don't go be partying because it comes off as fake.
And I don't think it's just a party person. It's just learning.
Well, that's just an example.
Well, yeah, but just learning basic skills like, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Like listening.
Yes. And just basic communication skills. Yeah. And that's always been important. I think we've done pretty good on that. Nobody has ever said our kids are rude.
No.
And I've always if the kids act like idiots here, like we went over time, like they do sometimes, like 90% of the time, when they're out in public, I want them to be polite.
Yes.
I want them to listen. I want them to be respectful.
And
it's not sit there quietly but engage. Yes.
When the kids' parents, when some other kids' friends' parents are like, oh, so-and-so was so nice at my house. Your kid's so helpful.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, shoot, they don't do that at home, but I guess it's good they do.
And we're like, yeah, it's because we're good parents. That's why. That's why. So that's the first 4 of the 15 tips. I think we'll go over the rest, or we'll try to hit some tomorrow. I think we'll continue with it because I think this is good stuff. And if you're watching, put down some tips that you were taught as a kid, maybe, or some of the tips that
best advice that you've gotten
that you would want to share with your kids.
Yeah,
I think that would be awesome to see.
Yeah.
So again, my advice was nobody owes you anything, which was on the top list.
It was.
So that's pretty cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again. We're doing it again tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday, so yeah.
All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.